de México de José Hernández. Ladies and gentlemen, Mariachi Sol de México de José Hernández.
Good evening, sim racing fans. What a national anthem. Welcome to round 6 of the West Coast Sim Racing Toyota GR86 Challenge, live from the legendary WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna, Seca. My name is Sean Stam. Thank you all so much tonight for joining in on Stam Studio Network. Tonight we are in for 40 minutes of action, wheel-to-wheel action, might you add, around one of North America's most iconic and technical circuits. One of my favorites here on the sim. Shoot, even in real life, you could call it that as well. Laguna Seca, it is a driver's circuit, 2.2 miles, got 11 turns to work with, and home of one of those most infamous turns here within North America motorsports, that's corkscrew. We're gonna definitely see some screwballs being thrown there into the corkscrew. We'll get live to trackside coverage. Actually, matter of fact, before we get to virtual live trackside coverage, we'll take a look at the updated bracket standings. Winner of this gets a free coaching session with the man himself, Zane. And speaking of which, we are already on the quarterfinals. I know, time flies when you're having fun with a little in-season challenge, kind of reminiscent of the NASCAR in-season challenge. Thiago P. de Lima, Robert Schweckler going at it. I don't think Robert is out here on track, so Thiago P. de Lima, he is leading us in the points. He also put it out on pole. Also looks like he'll get a easy run into the semifinals. Daniel Higgins, Marvin Samoya going at it, the 5th and 4th seed. How about 11th and 14th seed? Nico Colby, Matt Benson will be facing off head-to-head today, as well as the 2nd and 7th seed, Joe Rainey and Stone Colby. Now we can get live to virtual trackside coverage. Welcome in, everybody, once again to Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam. Be sure you let me know who your race pick to win is here tonight, because after we take a look at the overall standings in the playoff points, we'll take a look at our qualifying grid, and there's some newer names and some newer places. But right now, taking a look at the championship standings, Thiago P. de Lima, Nico Colby, Slater Colby, no surprises up there in the top 3 for the points. Stone Colby, Marvin Samoya, after winning just 1 week ago at Brands Hatch. Well, he is 5th in the points. Joe Rainey. How about Daniel Higgins, Jake Steckler, Robert Schweckler, Matt Benson rounding out that top 10 in the points. I guess we'll keep it going because we got, about 15 seconds left in qualifying here. So how about Benjamin Forand? He's up there 11th in points. Sorry about that. I thought I was timing that well enough here, but nope, still 5 more seconds to go. Andreas Prienfolk, Daniel Higgins. How about Alexa League owner Warren Johnson down there 15th in the points. Amethyst Reese, Brandon Birch. There you go, 17th place. Sergey Leonov, and then the name's cutting off there. So now we actually have qualifying race results, as the graphics just got stuck. So I'll be right back with you here on SSN. Well, alrighty, welcome back. Apologies for that, but hey, I've done this for so long now. I can fix things a little bit on the fly. Speaking of being on the fly, Thiago P. de Lima, he has been the fly of the season. He's going to put it on the pole once again. There we saw leading in the points. He had about a 0.19 second gap over, looks like Marvin Samoya up on our front row. Once again, Marvin, if you're just now joining us, Marvin came away with that win just 1 week ago from Brands Hatch. Andrew Bound, Stone Colby, Slater Colby, Nico Colby, Brandon Birch, Warren Johnson, Ali Ixley, Matt Benson rounding out that top 10. That sounds very reminiscent of those point standings in the top 10s. How about Miss Amethyst Reese? She's down there in P. She'll start in P11. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on that Nyan Cat machine. Baby Blue, it's not a car. It's not hard to miss. That's what I'm trying to say. It's definitely, it'll poke out at you, that Baby Blue Nyan Cat machine of Amethyst Reese. After Amethyst Reese in the 12th spot, it's going to be Daniel Higgins, Darren Colby, the father of the Colby trio. That is in the race here tonight. Daniel Parmalee, Sergi Leonov, Joe Rainey, Andreas Profana, Steven Shakespeare. He's out here on track with us tonight. He'll start 18th. Christian Gonzalez, rounding out our 19 driver field here tonight. Thank you once again to the sponsors, affiliates, of course, the drivers and fans, every single one of you who are about to make this 40 minutes race action happen here in front of our eyeballs from the virtual Laguna Seca. This is going to be a blast here. Here you can see the fans are packed in here. We got a packed house tonight. And Thiago P. de Lima, Marvin Samoya will show us all how it's done, leading that front row. How about the vehicle buyer's machine? VehicleBuyers.com of the number 15 Toyota GR86, real life Apex Motor Club Arizona racer here, Stone Colby. He now has a qualifying result he is happy with for once. He'll start up here P3 tonight. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack. You're not going to want to miss a thing here. We are green flag racing in the West Coast Sim Racing Series. We're going to sing side by side, Aaron, to turn number 1. There you see Stone Colby. He's already on the outside line of our double left-hander Apex heading into turns 1 and 2. Still side by side throughout the pack through, that looks like about 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We're going to keep things all cordial here, moving up through turns 1, 2, and 3. Here you got to start keeping the momentum up underneath you here. Matter of fact, all drivers, still no incident so far. Excellent start to this race. No moves being made up here in the front. Our only mover so far, it's going to be Daniel Higgins back here in the 11th spot. He makes 1 spot over Amethyst Reese so far. There's that Nyan Cat machine, number 37. Here we're going to start to look some side-by-side up the hill, and then we're going to head to that infamous corkscrew here. Hang on to her, boys. Looked like Stone and Slater were able back to single file this puppy out. Here we go up the hill, and then back down the hill. We're going to drop 12 stories through the corkscrew here. Get ready, boys and girls. We might have at least one go around. We already have some gravel being thrown up here on the racetrack. Still side by side, Joe Rainey, Daniel Parmalee, Amethyst Reese going at it. Starting to look some 3 wide. Settling things back down to 2. Here we go. Joe Rainey, our biggest mover so far. Side by side once again. Another Bumblebee-inspired paint scheme. That'll be Darren Colby right behind Daniel Parmalee, Sergi Leonov, Andreas Profan, Steven Shakespeare, Christian Gonzalez rounding out that 15th through 19th spot. Our leader, Thiago P. de Lima, starting to run away with things for the moment with a 1.2 second gap. But here comes Dr. Andrew Bound. Stone Colby right there sitting 4th. Slater Colby still in 5th where he started this race. Really shout out the old Warren Johnson here tonight, and this is something newer here on Stam Studio Network. We got the multicam action here. Top of the cams is Warren Johnson's onboard shot. Bottom cam is the exterior shots here. There's some more side-by-side right behind Warren as you see a big save here early on in the race. We are working with track temps that we build up temperatures and pressures in these tires just a little bit. There you see Warren continuing to fight the wheel on his Toyota GR86. Speaking of that side-by-side, that was with, that looks like Ali Xay. He's going to end up getting that spot. Joe Rainey now also gaining 5. Here we go once again, side-by-side within the corkscrew. I don't know how many times you can get away with that. Amethyst Reese says, hey, go ahead, watch this. I'll show you all how it's done. Amethyst so far only losing 1 spot since that start of the race, but trying to get it back. Daniel Parmalee as well as Darren Colby continue to battle it out here. Contact there between Daniel Parmalee and Darren Colby. Daniel Parmalee will drop down there to the last running position here. Unfortunate for him because he was showing some pace earlier on. It's not the end of the world though. We do have that competition caution just about halfway within this race. Here we go, some more side-by-side battles happening here. It's going to be Andrew Bound and Nico Colby. Andrew Bound, last time we checked him, Andrew was up to P3. He has now lost those 3 spots down to P6 for the moment. Real quick, if you have joined in on the vertical broadcast, be sure that you mosey your way down on over to the long ways horizontal broadcast, and you will not be missing any racing action here. As we're speaking of not missing any racing action, Andrew's going to look around, tries that inside line, but he's going to wash back up the track. Here comes Nico Colby, fresh off of some Mazda MX-5 testing over on the East Coast. Nico Colby's going to run wide, down and playing in the beach. Matter of fact, making a little bit of contact with that outside tire barrier. Matt Benson going to find his way around, so is Warren Johnson. Not what Nico Colby was wanting, as once again he just went for a little bit of a ride within that gravel there. And no, that wasn't sand on the racetrack. You start to run wide, and just only 2 to 3 laps in this race, we're already starting to see the gravel accumulate on the race line. Drivers have to be extremely careful as they run through that section, as it will be loose. Joe Rainey continues to find his way up and moving since the drop of the green flag. I think Joe Rainey really botched his qualifying efforts as we're going to make our way down and past the start-finish line. Joe Rainey has had a really nice start to this race. Back up to the race lead, or in the battle for it? I'm just kidding, lack of it. 1.2 second back to Marvin Samoya. Marvin came away with that race win just 1 week ago there from Brands Hatch. Thiago P. De Lima, our race winner, he came away with P4. I will say Thiago was probably one of the faster cars there last week after Marvin Samoya leading just about every single lap. But Thiago P. De Lima, the race restarts here halfway through once we do have that competition caution. It really throws things for a loop here. Speaking of throw things for a loop, we're looking side by side through turns 2 and 3. We're going to start to single file it back out here. Hopping on board with Sergi, as he's going to try to dive it down that inside of Daniel Higgins. Door quarter, is he clear? Nope, not quite. They're going to need to clear themselves here going back up the hill. Not a turn where you want to be side by side. Give it back to Daniel Higgins over Sergi. Hopping on board with the rear bumper cam as Nico Colby tries to find his way back up through the pack here. We're on board with Warren Johnson. Warren's up to 7th spot right now after he started P8 as he tries to reel in Brandon Birch. I say try to reel in, but he's probably playing quite a bit of defense right here over Nico Colby. I think we all know how fast this Colby machine is, but hey, it's not that easy working your way down and through the pack here, especially at a track like Laguna. We got the live driver cams here tonight. Stone and Slater running nose to tail for 3rd and 4th. That final driver interview spot is up for jeopardy right now. Stone he has gained 1 spot. He's trying to put some lap times together here through that double left-hand apex, but he's starting to have Slater Colby starting to reel him in. Closest battle on track at the moment. It's going to be between here Ali Xay, Joe Rainey. Joe Rainey's going to try the outside line here between turn 3 and 4. Not able to get it done there. Ali Xay trying to hold off Mr. Joe Rainey, but you better run right now, Ali Xay. You better hide. Joe Rainey is coming with a head of steam right now, and we've seen it since the drop of this green flag throughout the whole season here. Joe Rainey has pace in these lower horse-powered, lower weighted cars. We have also seen Mr. Joe Rainey's son start to take it up into the battle to these drivers. He's not here tonight. We'll have to see if these drivers make their way down into the field on the Apex Motor Club Sim Racing League on Wednesday night, because that is so much fun to watch every single one of these drivers with the racecraft that they all have. Speaking of racecraft they all have, even for the battle for 18th and 19th respectfully, we are keeping things clean and green. Christian Gonzalez going to run a little wide, going to go for a play in the sands there, but Daniel Parmalee will gain at least one spot back. All right, earlier on in the race, if you're a Darren Colby fan here, you might want to shield your eyes. Darren Colby making contacts there. He wasn't the worst off of it there, I believe. Yep, it was Daniel Parmalee, the worst off of that spin. Ever since that, though, it's really only been just off-track incidents for these drivers. Every single one of these drivers able to make it a clean race start. Speaking of race starts, here is the drop of the green flag. Sure, we had a little bit of side-by-side here. That's Joe Rainey, who tries to find his way up into the pack early on. He continues to do it as, look at this. I mean, just a clean, cordial start for the West Coast Sim Racing League. Something that you love to see. Alrighty, back to live racing action here. Nico Colby has now got around, I don't know if you could call it forced his way around Warren Johnson. We'll have to take a replay of how Nico Colby passed Mr. Warren. But, there's a little, I don't know if you could even call that defense, just, yeah, maybe even a point by there between Warren and Nico Colby. He's trying to work his way back up after getting a little wide earlier on, as I gave Nico Colby that Sean and Tater curse as I started to talk about some more real-life racing that driver was up to. But here we go, some more side-by-side action here. The 70 and the 37. Amethyst Reese, she has shown us one too many times here tonight. She's not scared to take it side-by-side on the corkscrew. That time we're going to have contact between the two. Holy, we got YouTube land popping off here tonight. Moonlight Dancer, Jordan Doppy, Terry Stam is out here as well. Hopefully you are all doing well on this wonderful racing evening as we got a little bit of disco ball in action here. That is all good. We're just going for a little bit of dance. Here's some more side-by-side action. Steven Shakespeare, he's up 2 spots, but trying to hold off some defense and a hard-charging Christian Gonzalez. Speaking of hard-charging, Steven Shakespeare is going to dive into the pits. Here comes Andreas Profana, as well as that Christian Gonzalez. Hey, there's that Dynaco number 95 machine. Guess who put that one there together for Mr. Andreas? Hey, it's got a Sam Studio Network bumper sticker on it, so if that's a hint for you, I can tell you it's also plus about 5-10 horsepower per SSN sticker. Andreas so far makes his way back up to where he started this race, 17th, but there you see it. A little bit of front aero damage for this hard-charging number 95 Dynaco machine. Sergi and Amethyst, we're going to have to keep at least a camera on this battle at all times from this race, because Amethyst Reese, we saw a little bit of contact here from down into the corkscrew just last time by. We know that Amethyst, she's not scared to send it down in there, and she's just starting to reel in Sergi here once again as Stone Colby and Slater Colby, that battle starts to heat up for 3rd, 4th here just a little bit more. Well, this is a good time for it. We got some more side-by-side action on the screen, as well as we're about to see it here on the track. That's that battle between Amethyst and Leonov down there for the 11th and 12th spots. Here we go, Stone Colby and Slater Colby battling hard and clean for the battle for the final driver interview spot. That's P3. Something that you start to see here tonight from Laguna Seca. I mentioned it earlier on, but we're going to continue to see the gravel accumulate here, about to on and off that racing line. And even after this, the caution flag does fly here. It's like, where do you want to run here? As speaking of, where do you want to run? Where do you want to make a pass if you're Slater Colby? Gosh, Slater is showing us that he has the pace here. We're going to hop on board with him as we'll make our way down and back up the hill here once again. Slater right on Stone Colby's back bumper. I don't think he's trying to make a pass here. I think Slater Colby's trying to make the team work, make the dream work. There you see it, not trying to go for a dive there, possibly a little bit of a clean bump drafting action here. Less than a car length separating these two. See, keeping it single file as these drivers not really able to reel in Marvin Samoil that time by. There's about 7 minutes to go till that competition yell out. That's as good as you're gonna get from that. Okay, that is driver profile picture of the race there for the 929. Matt Benson mowing it up. He is also moving his way up, gained 1 spot since that drop of the race. Hopping on board with him here as he has his front windscreen full of a really nice battle here between Warren Johnson and Nico Colby down into, once again, this double left-hander apex. Warren Johnson's trying to look down the inside here of Nico Colby. Doesn't quite have that spot here done, but he's trying to drop a gear and disappear through the exit of 2 as we work our way through 3 and 4. Once again, though, Matt Benson, though, shouting out profile picture of the race. And drivers, if you're asking how do you upload a profile driver picture, it is in the SDK driver information application there. If you want any more information on it, just be sure you get here with me, and I am more than happy to walk you through it. Stone Colby, Slater Colby, this battle continues to heat up for 3rd and 4th final driver interview spots. Brandon Birch, Andrew Bound start to reel these 2 in for the battle for 5th and 6th right behind. Oh, Brandon Birch takes a chop out of the sausage curb. I don't know how Brandon was just able to keep the car underneath him there. Here we go, rear view mirror full of a hard charging Andrew Bound. Andrew still minus 3 spots. He's trying to work his way back up, then down the corkscrew here. Andrew reeling in Brandon Birch. Brandon Birch reeling in Slater Colby. Nico Colby back behind this battle is reeling them in as well. It's WeatherTech or Laguna Seca or whatever. Yeah, there you go. Welcome in, Code Goldman. I appreciate you joining in tonight for some road course action. We're battling out. Oh no, that's going to be Amethyst Reese, I believe. No, that was Sergey Leonov down and off the racetrack once again. Gosh, we got battles heating up, broiling all through the racetrack. Real quick before we get to that competition caution, I think you all know what time it is. Crank it up. Enjoy the sights and sounds of the racetrack. Sean Stam, I'll be right back up here with you. Slowly crank this puppy back down because I might be screaming here soon. Stone Colby, Slater Colby still trying to make this teamwork, make the dream work to catch up to Marvin Samoya, but it's really not happening here yet. 1.5 seconds still is the gap, and although it's not really stretched it out too long, well, they're not gaining on that P2 driver at all. Brandon Birch, Andrew Bound still separated by just under 0.5 of a second here for the final top five spot, excuse me. That's another VehicleBuyers.com Toyota GR86 driver up here in the top 5. Speaking of another, VehicleBuyers.com machine, real quick, talking about some road course iRating here for some Vehicle Buyers drivers. Stone Colby is out here 1,800 road course iRating. Brandon Birch, I'm 2,190 road course iRating. He's got a hard charging Andrew Bound there right beside him. On his rear bumper though, he's Andrew Bound is looking like he's trying to put this iRating all to rest here, as he is just he's only about 300 shy of Mr. Birch. Nico Colby not able to reel in this battle for the 5th and 6th position here yet, as we just 2 minutes to go until our competition yellow. Double apex left-hander, we'll switch it back to the right-hander. You got to keep your momentum up here from Laguna Seca Weather Tech. Gosh, that almost caught me there. A little tongue twister action here. Amethyst Reese, Sergey Leonov once again going at it here. Daniel Higgins has his popcorn bucket out and the accelerator pedal down here for Daniel Higgins. He's going to try that outside line over Sergey Leonov. Door quarter clear for the 13th position here. Amethyst Reese still trying to make up some positions here from her start of the race here. Amethyst Reese has shown us all how it's done and shown us that she has some pace here. Unfortunately, just 1 week ago did finish 16th from Brands Hatch, but earlier on in the race, she definitely showed that she had the pace. Same sort of story here tonight. Battle for P2, here we go. Stone Colby, Slater Colby have finally worked their way back up to Marvin Samoya, a feat that I didn't think could possibly exist here. 1 minute to go till that competition flag. Oh, side by side here through turn number 11, as we're going to see all the racecraft here. Look at the room left there between Stone Colby, Marvin Samoya. I thought we would start to look side by side, even 3 wide here. We will look side by side here across the start-finish line, heading our way down into turn number 1 and 2. Marvin Samoya is getting a push there for Slater Colby. We might look 3 wide. We'll settle it back down to 2. There's that crossover move from Marvin Samoya. He's able to take back away P2 here. Just 20 seconds to go till that competition flag. Keep it battling, boys. 10 seconds down here. Count down with me. Who is it going to be? Is Marvin Samoya able to hold off a hard charging Stone Colby? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks like Marvin Samoya hold him off. All right, there you see it, top left of your screen. Competition caution flag is out. We're gonna get this pack slowed and woed back down, re-rack them, restack them, and have a great, immaculate race restart. Welcome in, once again, Hewling here. I can't wait for this Overdrive Cup Series to start. Justin Yaw, the Yawmentator, down here with us saying, what up, dude? What is up, everybody? Melina Colby down here. How are you doing on this wonderful, wonderful evening, Melina? Oh boy, you are all in for a treat here this next 20 minutes, although if you do need a little drink refill or a snack refill, now is your chance, as we're going to get some wave around, some bunch back up here in the pack. I think we only actually have 1 wave around, so that'll make things a little bit quicker. But Thiago P. de Lima, Marvin Samoya, Stone Colby, Slater Colby, Brandon Birch, rounding out that top 5. I'm not going anywhere. You thought I was going to commercial? No, not going anywhere. Andrew Bound, Nico Colby, Warren Johnson, Matt Benson, Joe Rainey rounding out that top 10. Ali Iksay, Amethyst Reese, Sergey Leonov, Daniel Higgins, Christian Gonzalez, Daniel Parmalee, Darren Colby, Stephen Shakespeare, and Andreas Profana. Rounding out our 19 driver field here. Oh, Andreas Profana was the one driver that we would have had to wave around, but actually no wave arounds, as Andreas is unfortunately down and out of the race. All right, this one's going to get pretty special here. Clear the comms. Oh, maybe not here. I was about to drag a league owner into the interview room, but looks like nope. I can't find him on the Discord here, so that's a-okay. We'll keep things moving and grooving. Speaking of Warren Johnson, once again, he is right where he started this race in P8. He's had himself a really nice start, and let's see here. As soon as everybody gets all caught back up, we will get back to some green flag racing. There you see on that bottom track map there, we're just working Stephen Shakespeare, Darren Colby, Daniel Parmalee, Christian Gonzalez. That's about everybody who just needs to catch back up. All right, what do we got here going on live in YouTube land? We got Justin Yaw, you bet, Miss Terry. Uh-oh, what have I missed here? Oh, God. Oh, this is probably... I can't, y'all are popping off here tonight. 28 live viewers, and once again, if you were in the vertical live broadcast, make sure you mosey your way down on over, and I'll be reading your live chats down there in the horizontal land of the broadcast. Hopefully audio levels are okay tonight. Some things were just a little loud there. You know who's also a little loud tonight? Thiago P. De Lima on that gas pedal. He had about a 1.5, 2 second gap there over Marvin Samoya. We're going to have to see what this race restart entails here, as we're still waiting on drivers to get caught back up. Marvin Samoya's paint scheme here tonight, folks. If you don't know, Mrs. Samoya, I think it's Miss Samoya, or the Mrs. herself there for Marvin. She actually designed this paint scheme for this driver in real life for his real life racing, and there you see him waving around trying to warm up the tires, or just is he letting us know that that he's listening in right now? We call it what it is, but it's cool because this is one of the few paint schemes here in the sim racing world that's at least tonight within the GR86 West Coast Sim Racing League. It's gone real life into the sim world, and it's really cool just to see that. And Miss Samoya, or if that's how that works there, I hope that you're having a great night, and keep up those really excellent paint designs. Stone Colby, Slater Colby, back in it here tonight. If you're just now joining us, we'll take a look at those playoff points, because I know it's only round 6, but things are continuing to heat up here, not only on track, but as well as within the point standings. Thiago P. De Lima, yep, he is continuing to lead us all, but Nico Colby, there you see Slater Colby, Stone Colby battling it out hard, just, I think, separated there just by 2. My screen's a little small here in the OBS studio, so you gotta bear with me, boys and girls, but I believe that's what that is showing. Hopefully it doesn't, okay, woo! The graphics didn't screw up that time, so looks like lights are out on the pace car. Let's see if everybody is caught back up here. No, we still got Darren Colby down into the pits. So Darren, make your way down and across the, you got to make up at least half a lap here on the pack, but at these pace speeds of about, what are we working, 30, 40 miles per hour, it shouldn't be too hard for the old Colbster. Thiago P. De Lima, I think he's got the favorite odds here tonight to come away with the race win. But Marvin Samoya, remember, he won just 1 week ago from Brands Hatch. Stone Colby, 1 week ago, finished 3rd place where he's running right now. But remember, Stone Colby, he had to work his way up through the race pack after not having that nice qualifying effort. Stone Colby, he had a really nice qualifying effort here tonight. He started 3rd, still continues to run 3rd. Slater Colby running 4th right now. He finished 6th last week at Brands Hatch. I know these drivers trying to get antsy, trying to get this pace car off of the racetrack here, but we're trying to get all the drivers caught back up here, or they're just warming up the tires, whatever it may be. Barney, I feel bad as he is just waving that yellow flag. His arm has got to be tired. Brandon Birch, how about this driver? He's sitting 5th right now. Brandon finished, let's see. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm not seeing Brandon Birch in my commentator notes here for last week at Brands Hatch, so apologies there, Brandon, if I'm missing you, but you're having a really nice run here tonight. Andrew Bound, how about it? Andrew has worked his way up. He finished 9th last week, sitting 6th right now, minus 3 spots where he started the race. Fueling says that's there's always an itch for speed. The anticipation, same. Yep, just about 30 miles per hour. Crank it up! No, I'm just kidding. Who else we got here, Justin? Y'all, this is a weird-looking Talladega. When does this drafting start? Oh, I'm right there with you. Speaking of a weird-looking Talladega, Justin, I hope you're ready to commentate on some Dover action tomorrow night. It might make your first name bend, your last name, well, that track name, but that'll be a definitely fun race to watch there within the Bump and Run Cup Series. As well as Wednesday night, we got the Full Throttle Racing Sim Performance League, also live from Dover Motor Speedway. And then right after that, the Apex Motor Club Sim Racing League. There, you see points, you see the upcoming broadcast scrolling on the bottom of your screen. So just trying to make it a little bit easier on there, the boys and girls there at home that want to follow us here on Stamp Studio Network. Let's see here. All right, we got looks like everybody is just about caught up. The iRacing safety car pace lights are out. Darren Colby, you better haul the mail here around turns 9, 10, and 11, because that iRacing safety car, he is heading down into the safety of pit lane. Here we go, boys and girls. Once again, we are green flag racing in the West Coast Sim Racing League. A lot more cordial start this time by as we are single file up and through the pack here. Thiago P. de Lima is looking to try to play a little bit more defensive line here, as he's going to have Marvin Samoya try to dive down the inside. Thiago P. de Lima makes a little bit of a later move as Marvin Samoya has to get out of the gas. Getting out of the gas results in a little bit loss of momentum here. Stone Colby has got a real good shot here at getting this second position, as Slater Colby did not get the start that he was looking for. Brandon Birch starting to reel in Slater Colby. Andrew Bound on that rear bumper of Brandon Birch. God, Andrew Bound sending it down there into the braking zone. I thought he was about to make contact there with Brandon Birch, somehow avoiding that rear bumper, somehow avoiding trading some paint. Here we go, backing up through the hill. Nico Colby, what a pass! That is not a passing zone. Nico Colby says, thank you very much, Andrew. Door quarter clear for the Colbster. Warren Johnson just got a front row shot at that. Warren Johnson's hard deep into the braking zone here to the corkscrew, somehow able to slow and whoa that Toyota GR86 down. Battles ensuing all throughout the racetrack. Leonov and Amethyst Reese still, oh, it was side by side there earlier on in the lap. We're going to start to single file things back down here. Thiago P. de Lima leading Marvin Samoya. Stone Colby is right there on Marvin Samoya's rear bumper within striking distance. Here we go, less than 20 minutes to go. Now's a great time for it. Live driver cams here. That is Stone Colby up top, Slater Colby up top, Stone there on the bottom of driver camera, and he is continuing to reel in Marvin Samoya, 0.3 of a second separating these drivers. That was also a real nice time to look at that split screen battle, but we will have to come back to that later, as Slater is trying to say see you later to Brandon Birch, but not quite happening yet, as Brandon is within retaining that striking distance, just 0.7 of a second. Here we go, Nico Colby, Andrew Bound. Remember, oh no, holy four-wheel in action. Brandon, we are not at the beach, my guy. No, we're here in California, but we're at the racetrack here. Keep it out of the sand. Thiago P. de Lima is trying to run away from a hard-charging Marvin Samoya here. Marvin has learned this whole race where Thiago P. de Lima is possibly carrying just a little bit more speed, where he's able to drop a gear and disappear. Marvin Samoya trying to stay within that 5/10 of a second gap. He's within a half-second gap of Thiago P. de Lima. Also, Stone Colby, you could call Marvin Samoya the meat and the sandwich for this battle for the race lead. Here we go, Brandon Birch, Nico Colby. These drivers all trying to show us how it is done here tonight, but we are, quite frankly, we're running out of time here, boys and girls. 9 minutes to go left here in this race, and oh, it looks like Christian just had gone around. I caught the rear end of it here as he has to get off that race line. Here comes Ali Iksay. He's going to try to make this pass. We're going to take a real quick replay and see what's happened here to Christian. This is in the last turn of the track. Looks like it may be, oh, I thought it was going to be self-induced. Is there contact here? Deep into the braking zone. Here comes Ali Iksay. Definitely contact there. Here we go, boys and girls. Battle for the race lead is on. Thiago P. de Lima, you better run, you better ride. Here comes Marvin Samoya. He's trying to set up a pass right now, but looks like he just lost it there on the exit. He set it there just a little bit too hard, and with that, you're gonna have to compromise just a little bit of exit speed. He's gonna drop back down to 0.3 as we're gonna head our way down into the corkscrew once again, the infamous 12-story drop. Thiago P. de Lima has to play some nice defense for 8 more laps to go. There you saw some more. Oh, Stone Colby off the racetrack. I was just about to mention it there. You saw that gravel, and you can't run full. there you see it rooster tailing at the rear end of Marvin Samoya's machine. You can't run full song here if there is gravel up off the racetrack. Here we go. You see it just, Mach 2 there at the rear end of Marvin Samoya. Here we go down the hill. Stone Colby, loss of grip, but look at this driver. He's able to get on to the brakes, get off the gas, and keep it off of the tire barriers. What's great driving here tonight from Stone. But Stone, here we go, as some more teamwork trying to make the dream work here. Slater, he is right on that rear bumper once again, almost trading some paint, as Brandon Birch is leading a nice little gaggle of cars here, leading Nico Colby, Dr. Andrew Brown, league owner Warren Johnson here in the battle for 5th through the 8th position here on track. Joe Rainey, our biggest mover here, he's right behind this battle, 1.7 seconds back. He is bringing Matt Benson with him, and that's our top 10. I don't know if these two drivers are going to love or hate each other at the end of this one, because Amethyst Reese and Sergi, now it's Daniel Higgins and Sergi that are starting to go at it here. With the number 70, he's been kind of a talk of the race here tonight. He's been in quite a few side-by-side battles, and it has been really fun to watch. I would not want to be behind the wheel of some side-by-side here tonight from Laguna, especially through the corkscrew. Here we go. Daniel Higgins, we're going to hop on board with him. Does Daniel try and send it down in there? No, he's going to slot back into line here. Smart racing, really nice racecraft here tonight for the number 1 machine. Trying to get a run here is Daniel Higgins. You start to see the suspension go to work in the front end of these Toyota GR86s, as he's got just a little bit of a cleaner exit here than compared to Leonov, as Leonov ran into the gravel there, compromised that exit. Here we go, battle for the race lead. It's going to look side by side. Thiago P. de Lima, contact between the race leaders. Thiago's going to go around, so is Marvin Samoya. Oh no, Thiago, no. Thiago was able to get that back and rolling, but Stone Colby, he's going to say thank you very much, our race leader. Oh boy, that is just how fast things can happen here. We'll take a quick replay of it here. Contact with the race leaders. That was after Marvin had already gone around. We're going to have to back this puppy up. Here we go, we backed it up, and now we're going to slow it down. It was a little bit of a crisscross applesauce move here down into turn 1. Marvin Samoya, he got a little bit of contact there with Thiago P. de Lima's rear bumper. That Lima's Cloud is going to get loose as a goose here. Oh, well, not even that. He wasn't even loose. It was even more contact there from Marvin. And that's the rear end touch there is what ends up sending these two race leaders around. Back into the battle for the race lead. Andrew Bound, where did he come from? Where did he go? You could call Andrew Bound Cotton Eye Joe. He's making contact with Thiago P. de Lima. Andrew Brown is spent around from Thiago P. de Lima. What is going on here? I didn't know it was a full moon here tonight. Thiago P. de Lima with some more contact. Thiago P. de Lima is loose once again. Nico Colby's up to the 5th running spots. Brandon Birch, Slater Colby, Stone Colby. 4 minutes to go here tonight from Laguna Seca. What just happened? We're going to have to take 3,000 looks at this one. Here we go into the problem corner. Once again, Thiago P. de Lima trading paints. Windshield wipers, a blast for that number 86. He's trying to get these spots back, but Brandon Birch, Slater Colby, Stone Colby, our top 3 runners. Final driver interview spots here for the moment. Nico Colby once again back into that 5th position. Warren Johnson, Joe Rainey, Matt Benson right there with them. It is any one of these top 8 drivers here to run away with it tonight. Thiago P. de Lima, he was able to just work his way back into 3rd place once again. Here we got a quick replay of it, and then we'll probably have to wait till after driver interviews to take the other 3,000 looks at replays. Thiago P. de Lima, he just said thank you very much. That's a pass made in not even the grass, but Hey, you got a little bit of dust on those left sides. Here we go through the corkscrew once again. Battle for the second position is starting to heat up, as here we got Slater Colby with a little bit of front bumper damage. He's got some aero damage. Thiago P. DeLima's got a bent side panel. Here we go side by side once again. Brandon Birch is going to try the same move here. He's going to try and send it down the outside of Thiago P. DeLima. Nico Colby's going to be right there with him. Warren Johnson is joining the battle as well. Here we go. Oh, Warren Johnson's going to get the Sean and Tater curse. He's still going for a spin off Joe Rainey's front bumper. No, Warren, no. Here is a better look at it here into the final turn on the track, turn number 11. Joe Rainey a little bit deep there as he tries to carry the exit on the corner exit, as Warren Johnson was evil. As I will say, Warren Johnson was pretty to the far left of the track here. With all this battling continuing to ensue, Thiago P. DeLima works his way up to P2. Slater Colby falls back to P4. Nico Colby is another driver. Where did he come from? Where did he go? He is now back here into P3. The highest position tonight that Nico Colby has ran. These last couple of laps that have just transpired, we're going to have to... I'll take a quick couple of replays, but you're going to have to stick around to your after driver interviews. That all started to heat up there with the original first contact for the race lead here between Thiago P. DeLima, Marvin Samoya. It seemed this was a snowball effect here after this incident happened. Why is that, might you ask? Hey, put yourself in the driver's seat here tonight. You're a shark that smells blood in the water anytime that you see a car go around, or anytime that you start to see some battles here that start to get a little bit tight there in front of you. It's going to make you want to send it just a little bit wider. That's why we're starting to see all the gravel across the racing line here. Nico Colby down into the inside, two black and gold Toyota GR86s. Nico Colby works his way down to the final driver interview spot. White flag lap here tonight from Laguna, Seca, WeatherTech Raceway. Stone Colby's got a 3.9 second gap. Thiago P. DeLima has worked his way back to P2. Here we got just a little, not even going to trade some paint. It was almost contact between two Colby bros. Nico Colby, Slater Colby, Brandon Birch, another VehicleBuyers.com machine who has had himself a nice, immaculate run here tonight. Just needs to keep things moving and grooving. Marvin Samoya, unfortunate, he was on the worst end of the contact with race leaders earlier on in the race. Marvin was one of them, Thiago was the other. He'll drop to P6 here for the moment. Matt Benson, he's trying to work his way back up, and that's meow, meow, meow. It's profile driver picture there. Amethyst Reese in P8, the number 37 is also up 3 spots, so is Matt Benson. Andrew Brown, another driver with so much pace here tonight, but he is so far showing himself in the P9 spots. Here we go for the final time here tonight. It's going to be Stone Colby with a 4.5 second gap. He just needs to round turn 9, 10, and 11 to make this all official. Nico Colby, Slater Colby, Brandon Birch. This battle starting to heat up for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It looks like Thiago P. DeLima has got P2 solidified for now. Here we go. If we're going to see a move for the final 4th spot, it's going to be within this final turn. Two teammates here, Brandon Birch, Nico Colby, going to head into the pits as Stone Colby is going to take the checkered flag. Brandon Birch is going to come away with P2. Thiago P. DeLima, he should have taken P2 here tonight. He's going to coast across the line. Matt Benson is going to take the final driver interview spot. What just happened with Thiago P. DeLima, Nico Colby, Slater Colby, Marvin Samoya? These drivers all had drive-thrus on the final lap of the race. Stone Colby, oh my, the driver once again with patience. He's got that patience like a stone. He's going to come away with the victory here tonight. I don't know. I am dumbfounded here tonight what just happened between quite a few of our, take a look at some 3,000-4,000 looks at some replays, but right now it's Stone Colby who's the man with the plan. Stone Colby taking away the win here tonight. Goodness gracious, what a race, what a finish here for Stone. We're going to wait for him to make his way down into the live driver interview booth. But before that, we'll take a look at the live race results here tonight from Laguna, Seca, WeatherTech Raceway. Once again, thank you all tonight here for joining here tonight at Stam Studio Network. Stick around here for those live driver interviews. They will just be in a few moments' time, as we're also going to figure out what in the heck just happened on that last lap. And once again, goodness, hey, Moonlight Dancer, Code Gold, Bueling, Melena, Terry, Justin, if you're still hanging out, Melanie, if you're still hanging out, what a race here tonight, 28 live viewers. We're going to get this all figured out and broke down here tonight on Stam Studio Network. Just waiting on some more driver interviews here, just a few moments time. Stick with us. I'll be right back with you here on SSN. Alrighty, welcome back into the virtual Laguna Seca WeatherTech Raceway, where I am with race winner, the man of the hour, the man with the plan, Stone Colby. How is it going, man? You got yourself that copy?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh boy, what a race there. You finally got that good qualifying efforts, and well, you're gonna come away with the checkered flag here tonight. Walk us through your race here, man.
I mean, to be honest, I felt kind of slow in qualifying. I only did like 2 laps, and I figured I was not going to go any faster than that. But I was learning a lot throughout the race, and I mean, I wasn't really super competitive in the beginning. I mean, I got past Andrew and stuff like that, which was good. But then after the caution, that's when, you know, as you saw, things got pretty interesting. But in the corkscrew with the downhill, for some reason, when I got all messed up, I tried to go second instead of first through there, and I don't know why. I tried something different in the middle of a race, and it just didn't pay off. But unfortunately, you know, Tiago and Marvin got together, and obviously I always root for Marvin, so I was bummed that he couldn't get a win because he's been ripping lately. But no, I just took advantage of it, and I mean, consistency wins the races, right? So I just stay consistent, and you know, I always linger back a little bit. I mean, that one kind of wasn't really by choice, but it ended up working out.
Well, Stone, it's always fun to watch you here come and battle your way back and up into the battle for the race win, and this time you're going to come away with it. I mean, what was it like battling, going door to door with quite a few of these drivers that, like you said, are consistent every week, and we're starting to see, you know, top 3 or 4 drivers that make their way to the top here at the end of the race. But there was a lot of them that made their way down into the pit lane at the end of the race. Do you have any sort of intel on what that was about, or we might have to wait for Warren's interview there?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in the beginning, it was just like we were all running pretty much within a tenth of each other and with very few mistakes, so it was really hard to, you know, kind of like make up time on somebody. And then after the restart, I mean, you know, you had the incident with Marvin and Tiago, and then Tiago, you know, came back a little bit, and then he was like a pinball between everybody, so that was giving everybody incidents. And I mean,
oh boy,
it's, you know that it's kind of not a surprise. It happens every week. But yeah, I mean, so a lot of people got incidences that didn't want incidences, and so I was bummed because I had Nico and Slater right behind me, and it was almost a triple podium, and then they ended up having to go in because, you know, the incident count. But I mean, but Rubbin's racing, it was fun, and it's definitely pretty gnarly, you know, being door to door with people that, you know, were so close in time, and it's just kind of, you're just kind of waiting for somebody to screw up first, and you're kind of hoping it's not yourself. But no, I mean, it was a fun race, and I'm guessing, you know, well, I was in the chat with Slater and stuff, so they obviously went into the pit lane just because, you know, after the incident thing with Tiago, and it was, I mean, you're bumping bumpers like everywhere, so it adds up quick.
I was gonna say, I mean, shoot, an off track is 1x, and then slight contact, you can get away with the 0x, but more often than not, it's going to be that 4x. And like you said, 4, 8, and 4, 8, 6, and or 4, 8, 12, and so on. It's that'll add up pretty quick.
Yeah, no, I mean, like even Joe, I was talking to Joe while we were racing, and within 2 corners, he got 7x. So, and the way iRacing is designed is if, say, Slater's in front of me and I bump him going into the corner, it gives him 4 incidences and only me 1. So if you brake a little early and somebody hits you in the rear, it's just like, you're just screwed. And that happened a lot after that restart, so it adds up.
Oh, well, good. Thanks for clearing that up for us. I kind of thought that's what it was, just a drive-through penalty. What else could it be? Because, I mean, you had the fuel to make it here tonight. Stone, thank you so much for taking your time out of your nights here after a great race. I think one of the best races here tonight in the West Coast Sim Racing League throughout this season so far. Stone, who makes it all possible for you, man?
But, as always, you for broadcasting. It's awesome, and I'm excited to go back and watch this one. And Warren for putting on a great league. I'm sure he's gonna be up kind of late tonight with all those incidences, but but other than that, overstock vehicles, vehicle buyers, and my friends and family watching, and it was a good time.
Alrighty, appreciate you, Stone. And before we get to Brandon Birch and Matt Benson, we got a donation here in YouTube land. Code Gold Hewling down there live in YouTube land, coming in with that $9.99. Hewling, I really appreciate that, man, and I cannot wait to get this NASCAR Cup season started off with you down in Overdrive. That'll be so much fun, Hewling. Thank you for that donation. Thank you for Stone for sticking around once again. Congratulations on that the win here tonight.
Sean.
Alrighty, well, thank you once again, Code Gold Buelling down there live in YouTube land. Brandon Birch, how about it? You got yourself a copy, man.
I'm here.
Alrighty, your podium finish. You're gonna finish second place here tonight. At about 3 or 4 laps before the white flag came out, it seemed like all hell broke loose there. It may have even just been until the race restart there, but kind of walk us through it. What was it like here from your perspective from the vehiclebuyers.com 36 machine here tonight, Brandon?
Yeah, I was just kind of sitting back and watching everything go on. I didn't really have the pace at the beginning half of the race, and then after the restart, Slater and I were kind of cruising together, and then the last, 3 or 4 laps got pretty wild. So bummed for Marvin, bummed for Nico and Slater. They were all going much faster. They deserved it for sure, but it's unfortunate how it happened, but it was a good time. We're all in there talking to each other, so it's good to all kind of talk our way through this stuff. And when people are hitting you on purpose and stuff, it gets frustrating. So when it's happening to all of us, there's not much you can do about it.
Oh no, oh boy. Well, that's going to be something that we'll have to keep an eye on or an ear on out for. Like Stone said, Warren Johnson's going to be pretty busy here after this race with incidents and whatnot. But goodness gracious, Brandon, it was fun to watch you battle your way back up into that second spot. You gained 5 since that drop of the original green flag. Man, we saw you go for a little bit of play in the sand. You roped it back together, and that was an immaculate save, by the way. Walk us through, maybe if somebody is newer to the simulator. I mean, that's not an easy task by any means, and that was just one of your saves.
Yeah, when you get in the sand, it's like driving on ice. So you just got to do everything you can to get it back on the concrete. But a little bit of luck involved in getting back on there, I believe. But no, I mean, it was a fun time.
Alrighty, thank you, Mr. Birch. Congratulations. Have a great rest of your night, man.
Thanks.
How about it? Matt Benson in the 929 Toyota GR86. You got yourself a copy, man.
Not here, but I will speak for him.
Oh boy, Warren. Alrighty. Warren's gonna speak up for the old Matt. How's it going tonight, Warren?
Well, Matt would like to say a couple things here.
You're serious? Okay.
Yeah, he told me to say this. He said, I'm not quite the public speaker, especially on that one, but he says, I hate Laguna and appreciate the broadcast.
Hey.
I said, so he appreciates the broadcast, Sean.
Matt, thank you, buddy. That means the world to me, man. And have a great rest of your night. Congratulations on that P3 finish. Tied with our biggest mover of the race here tonight with Amethyst Reese. And now with the man's voice you just heard, Warren Johnson. How about it, man?
How we doing, Sean?
All right. Well, you don't have to be Matt this time talking to the man himself. No, I'm. In all seriousness, that's pretty cool, and I appreciate that Matt took the time to message you to make sure he gets his interview in. That's really cool. But Warren, you're gonna bring home 13th here tonight. That's that Verus Engineering Toyota GR86. How was your race here tonight, man? We saw you in quite a few side by side, some real nice battles.
Yeah, I just want to say, Joe Rainey ruined my race. Just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it was fun, and we were battling good. It just got crazy there at the hairpin, and something it was bound to happen, and it did to me. That's fine. This was the best race I've had at Laguna in these cars by far. I usually have a terrible race here, but like I get so pissed and just end up leaving. But this was the most fun I've had in these cars, or these type of cars on this track. So it was really fun racing. Joe and Nico, Brandon was up there with me. Matt Benson was up there. We all had a really fun time racing each other, and unfortunate we didn't get the what have been like P7 or whatever, depending on the penalties or whatever it was. But it's okay. I don't mind. I'm here to make sure everybody is having a fun race, and I had a fun race, so mission accomplished. And I hope everybody else had a fun race. It sounds like a lot didn't, but that's okay. We'll figure it out tonight.
I was hoping that wasn't the case, because this was one of the most fun races to broadcast this season for the West Coast Sim Racing, the GR86 League at least. But Warren, sorry, you got it.
No, I was just like that. I'm glad you had a fun time up there. I'm excited to go. I'm excited to go back to watch the race, and so. But yeah, I'll just get to it. I want to thank you for broadcasting, of course, always. I want to thank the Apex guys for being cool and just joining our races all the time, and bringing their guys from their other league on the Wednesday nights to come race with us, and we try to do the same for them, and just a great group of guys overall. And Joe Rainey, he helps a lot with the stewarding and admin stuff, and just a great guy overall. Fun racing with him and everything. And so just shout out to them, and Colby's and everybody else over there. Brandon Birch, Steckler, he wasn't there tonight, which sucks, but I'm sure he would have had a good race. And then just everybody else in the league, that you guys are what makes it possible. I love doing this. This is super fun. I look forward to putting on a good league for you guys, and it makes it all worth it. I really enjoy doing this for y'all, so please keep coming, please keep racing with us, and I'll try to do my best to give you a good league.
Home Track Hero will bring it home 13th here tonight. And Warren, we appreciate everything that you do here for the league. Keep it up, man. You're doing a great job.
Thanks, Sean, and also thanks to everybody who's watching on the YouTube.
Hey, yeah, we were popping off here tonight, the live YouTube chat as well. View counts, both vertical and horizontal. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna keep things going like that, because Warren, I'm gonna take a look at a couple of replays here before I get going, but I'll let you get going and start seeing to deal with your race control stuff there. But good luck, and thanks again for all that you do for us, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you again, and have a good night, guys. We'll see you on Thursday.
Hey, take care, Warren. Alrighty, so real quick, we're going to take a look at a couple. I know I did this the other night. I'm not going to take this long again here, but any race replays here, especially after all hell broke loose on that race restarts, we're going to take a couple of replays of some things here. We know Andrew Bound, he lost a few positions after going off track. So did Steven Shakespeare. Matter of fact, here's that Andrew Bound incident here. Oh, all right, we're gonna have to back this puppy up. Hang on to her, boys and girls. This is basically SSN After Dark right here. The production value of things dwindle from this point on, so don't be surprised if. Oh, this was when when the snowball effects were happening here. This is gonna be Andrew Bound's incident with, Thiago. Oh boy. Okay, there you see. Look at the gravel. That's just. It's such a cool job that iRacing is able to do with simulating every little thing there, and I think it's cool. Just I don't know, it looks pretty real to me. let's real quick take another look at that incident there with Andrew Bound, and we'll try to decipher this one just a little bit here. Oh, we'll have to, excuse me here. Sorry, pardon me, coming through. Back this puppy up. All right. You have to go chopper cam this time. This will kind of settle things out here. Thiago P. de Lima, there's the little bit of first contact. Stone Colby is the blinking car up out front. And this one right here, this one's interesting to me here because Thiago P. de Lima, sure, he's middle of the track. Yeah, he's kind of trying to force Andrew, I think, a little to play the tightest line that you try to make there into turn 4. I'm not sure if Andrew would have been able to make that work there into turn 4. We'll take some more looks at some replays here. Steven Shakespeare. Here, I'll tell you what. After this whole snowball effect that happened with Thiago P. de Lima, we're gonna, since his name, with all due respect, seems to be the name of the hour here, we're just gonna kind of hop on board and continue this battle here. So this is after the spin. Marvin Samoya went for the full 360 there, and then Thiago P. de Lima was able to kind of keep his foot in it. As here you see Stone Colby, that's how Stone Colby ends up getting the race lead. And then we'll just kind of keep an eye and keep watching things here. I'm not doing this because I figured this would just be easier to take a look at how things transpire at from single file to just a whole accordion effect of incidents. Incidents? I don't know what you want to call it. Here we go. So looks like Stone Colby, he's starting to run away with it. Here comes Thiago P. de Lima right there. Brent Johnson is also sneaking up. Once again, that top 7 spot. Here we go, up and through the hill. This corkscrew is going to be where things start to cycle out here. Yep, there you already start to see Thiago P. de Lima as well as Stone start to look side by side into the corkscrew. We're going to slow and woe this puppy down. We'll see where this first little trading paint contact ensues here. This is down through the corkscrew. We've seen side by side work. Here we go, Stone. Hang with us here, boys and girls, but to me, I think at least within the corkscrew here, I don't want to lose my job or anything, but here, here's a better look at it. So this is, you got to slow and mow the car down here, 12-story. Well, that's why Stone can't turn in, is he's getting contact with Thiago P. de Lima, and then comes another matte black and gold machine there. Here comes Slater Colby right there behind him. Brandon Birch is also joining the battle as we'll make our way down and through the that tight corkscrew section here. Look at 3 wide here for a moment. We'll slow it back down, back to 2 wide. That's Andrew Bound, and here is where this incident ensues with Andrew Bound and Thiago P. de Lima. This is out coming through 9, 10, and heading to 11. Andrew Bound, you got to try and you hit the apex there, as the sausage curb really is that apex that you want to really hit. Thiago P. de Lima, I don't know if I would put this one on him here. There's a little trading paint, little contact. Andrew gets loose off the rumble strips, then he gets turned from Thiago P. de Lima. We'll back this one up here once again. So here we see it. That was slightly trading paint. Then Andrew works his way back onto the racetrack. Thiago not expecting him to come up onto the racetrack that quick. And then there we see, I don't know who to necessarily, I'm not doing this to play race control here tonight, but I'm not sure who I would put that one on as Andrew goes for a spin. And then I believe our last one here, we're going to take a replay of before I'm going to sign out and catch my virtual flight back on home. This is going to be Christian Gonzalez here into turn 1. That contact with Ali Xe earlier on in the race will take another, probably the drone camera shots at it here, because you can't really fault Ali Xe for sending it more than a mile there back, but yeah, just a little bit too deep, and there's really nowhere for Ali Xe to go at this point except for that rear quarter panel of Christian Gonzalez. Alrighty, well, looking at the brackets here tonight before we get going, once again, I appreciate every single one of you joining in here tonight on Stam Studio Network. Real quick, the live YouTube chat, it was popping off this whole race. Cold gold, we got Buelling. Once again, I appreciate from the bottom of my heart that donation and every single one of you that joined in here tonight. Looking like Marvin lost control on that turn. Yes, indeed, he did. A Moonlight Dancer. Jordan Dopke. Once again, we appreciate you joining in here tonight. Typical No, Jordan, no. Milena, if you're still hanging out, I appreciate you joining in just every single race night. It means the world to me. Brandon Birch saying Marvin got robbed. He indeed did. Terry, if you're still hanging out, Melanie, if you're still hanging out, as well as Code Gold Bueling. That is too cool, man. I'm getting tipped here tonight for doing what I love. Thank you so much. Take a look at these, the brackets here. This is not updated, so Thiago P. de Lima versus Robert. Well, obviously Thiago's going to advance there. Daniel Higgins versus Marvin Samoya. Looks like Marvin will take that spot. No, excuse me, that'll be Daniel. Matt Benson versus Nico Colby. Give that one to Matt Benson there after Nico Colby had to make his way down into the pits on the checkered flag lap. Or coming to take the checkered flag, excuse me. Stone Colby, Joe Rainey, of course. You're going to give that one to Stone Colby as he takes away the checkered flag here tonight. Alrighty, well, thank you all once again here for joining me in here tonight on SSN. My name's Sean Stam. Have a great rest of your night. Drive home safe. I'll go ahead now. I'll catch you guys here tomorrow night from Dover Motor Speedway. Gonna have Justin Yawp here in the booth. Until then, hey, I'll catch you then. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much for all joining in here tonight. You all are what makes this possible. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace, everybody.